Hey guys, Mr. Riz here. So we're going to finish section 115 here. We're going to do the third maze. And since this one's a little bit more difficult, we're going to implement probably a better strategy that we should have done on the first one. So in this third maze here, we're going to go back to our copy here. So we'll go back to our Ripple page and we will work on it. We are going to go to the Robot Maze 3. We'll save it as that version there. We'll change the image to that one. We'll navigate the robot to go to both gray squares in a sequence without starting over. So we're going to have one whole series here. Your algorithm should use one outer loop with multiple nested inner loops. And we're going to change the robot's pen color when it reaches the first gray square. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the third loop, our third one looks like. So I'm going to change this one here to maze 3. And you know what? I'm just going to get rid of all that code from before. And let's run it and see what our maze is. And this is probably not the only, okay. I guess we didn't have to do that. I could have just clicked this image here. Now, so we got to think, okay, we're going to go from the starting location in this corner here to the middle, and then we're going to change color and go there. Well, if we're going to try to do this in one loop, we're going to hope that our movement from here to here is the same. So I'm just going to take some scrap piece of paper. I'm going to write down, like, how would I go from the starting corner here over there? Let's see. I'm going to just write this down. I would have to go forward, then turn right, then forward, forward, turn left, and then forward. So then I need to change the color. And then can I do the same thing there? I'd go forward, right, forward, forward, left, and forward to get that. So I just wrote that down on a piece of paper. And so this kind of helps me visually see that there I have a loop here. So I can take this first loop or this first series and write the code for this. And I can put that whole thing in a loop itself and it will repeat again. So I'm going to work on the first loop itself. So let's see, how would I do that? Okay, so I got to go forward, right, forward, forward, left, forward. And I'm not going to just write that out like that. Let's be a little fancy here. So I would say, like at the beginning here, I'd say, okay, let's move forward. So we'll move forward because we only move forward once. And then we need to turn to the right. And that one we have to do 3 left turns to turn right. There's no defined function. And if you are able to create a defined function, don't do that. Just let's try to do what we can here. So when I will make I equals 0, and while I is less than 3, so that means we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to make I go up by 1. So plus equals 1. Another thing you can do is make I equal to I plus 1. And then do turn left. All right, so that's this whole section here is our right turn. Then we need to go forward twice. Well, instead of doing move, move, let's make another loop here. So we'll make I equal to 0 again, just starting that counter back over while I is less than 2, because we're going to do this twice. We'll make I go up by 1. And then we're going to move forward. So that means we're going to move forward twice because that loop will go twice. And now let's see, then we want to turn the left. So, well, we could just do turn left when that's done because we're just doing 1 left turn. And then we want to go forward. Okay, so let's run this. Now, move forward. Let's run this, see if he goes to the first one. Move my noggin here. Okay, well, that was extremely quick, but he went to that first spot. Now we want him to go to do the exact same pattern again here, but we want him to change color. So what we're going to do is at the end of this, we're going to change his color. So I think that it's like robot. We're changing the turtle here. Pen color, I think is what we call it. Let's make it blue. What's purple? And then we're going to have him move again. And if we wanted to move this whole series again, we are going to put this all within one nested loop. So I'm going to put some spaces here. So if I'm going to take this whole thing and put it into a loop, I would have to start a loop like how I start any other loop. So I'm going to use this kind of as an example here of a small loop. So our bigger loop has to have to start with a different variable here. So we have I equals 0. I'm going to say like j equals 0. And then we have our condition. So I have while, and how many times are we going to do this? This whole movement, this over, up, this like S shape, we're going to do twice because we do it once at the beginning and another time at the end. So while j is less than 2. All right, so now we're going to tab in. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all this code here and we're going to tab it in. So now this code is tabbed in to be part of this while loop. Well, the other thing that we have here in each iteration of the loop, we add 1 to that counter. So I'm going to go here and say, okay, well, j equals j plus 1. We're going to make that j go up by 1. We're going to move, do all those movements in the middle, end with it, and then change the blue color. Now what's going to happen is this should go, he starts out purple, gets over here, ends the first loop here, the first iteration of j, changes blue, goes again, and then he'll change to blue again, but that doesn't really matter because he's at the end. So let's see. That really glitched, but okay, that worked out. So he went from here, turned purple, and then went to blue, and went over here. Okay, and this is all within one loop. So remember, you guys are going to turn this in as a zip file. I wish there was a better way to do this, and I think there is. I'll have to mess around and let you guys know in person. But if not, just download this as a zip, and you guys will send that to me. All right, best of luck. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.